Hello again, Mad Scorpion back with Season of the Arrival here on week 3 of the season, supposedly. And I almost just swallowed some spit down the wrong pipe. Now, I shall be running the Interference quest. I shall be giving you some tips and tricks. I will be back with you, though, momentarily once I figure out what the boss is for this week and how to finish it. Or I'll just pop back once I'm actually fighting the boss and see what I can interpret. Okay, be right back. Okay, as I am fighting this boss, I'm pretty sure this is a repeat of a Court of Oryx boss because there is a tiny one that it is giving us a marker to kill, and it was only available to be killed when they're within relevant proximity of each other, like you just see right there. So if you want to complete this, you're going to want to keep the two brothers within close distance of each other. And since one is a melee guy, you'll just want to go ahead and keep him close. But I'm like just seen there, as soon as you kill that one, the other shield drops and you're down to just hammer him away. And I will be back once he has been hammered to death. Okie dokie, off a fresh completion of the heroic. So basically the boss is, like I just said, a carbon copy of that Court of Oryx boss, where it's essentially draw them together to break their shields, and once the shields are down, at least in this case, attack the little one, and then go out and what's it called? Once you kill the little one, the shield on the big one will die. But at the same time, it might have a damage blocker. I'm not sure if you'll be able to one-phase it, but one or two shouldn't be too hard as long as you have people that understand that you need to bring it close to the other one. So aside from that, the next step is going to take us into Heroic Adventures, Menagerie, and basically the comp sweaty modes of Crucible. Obviously, since I don't like that, I'm going to go ahead and give Heroic Adventures and Menagerie a try, and after running through, I shall see, of course, just by those two PvE options for those that don't care for Crucible that much, because for some reason Crucible is always the fastest progress. I don't know why, considering how much it has become unenjoyable in recent days. But either way, I'll let you know of Menagerie and Heroic Adventures, which one is a little bit better. And I'll be back just a second. So, as I made progress on this heroic mission, I'm noticing some details. Where the details list, it says disintegrations and eliminations and Crucible wins are guaranteed, or their best progress as the usual descriptors. For those that don't know, disintegrations are essentially fusion rifle, like as you see with the fusion rifle kills, where their bodies just kind of fizz out and disappear. If you can get kills with supers, fusion rifles, some swords, heavy attacks, and other things, it is a good chance that with those disintegrations that you're going to get something. In addition to running stuff to vaporize things, there is another thing I noticed since the heroic adventures are going to be on Mercury and you're going to be running into daemons. Every time I killed one of those daemons, disintegration or not, it did reward a scattering of umbral traces. And phone's going off again. And you can kill with just normal kinetic weapons like a hand cannon or things that would just make the corpse fall over dead, but at the same time it wouldn't allow the same, like I said, disintegrations give the most progress, so it's the most consistent drops of umbral traces. And I will be back in just a moment to see how much you get for actually completing these. And 1, 2. Okay, so killing the final boss gave, as you can see, a heap and a horde of umbral traces. And, yep, opening the chest itself did not reward in any traces themselves. And after running through at least the up and up heroic, killing everything along the way with various fusion rifles, disintegrations, that awarded 40%. So it's not terrible for an idea, but I shall also check Menagerie and just blitz through a round of that just to see if it is a better option in general, but we shall see. Okay, so as I am progressing, I just want to make this pretty clear for Bungie in case somebody up there is watching. Oh my goodness, you need to see my screen right now, because if I don't, I'm running Menagerie for sake of testing variants. And oh my goodness, every single second I am running Menagerie without putting any runes in the chalice, it is just screaming at me the entire time to slot chalice runes. I don't need to do that. I am here solely for Umbral Traces, and it's like, but Jesus, oh my goodness. So, as hopefully it counts right there, let's see, please tell me those are scatterings and hordes. Yes, so, with the Menagerie, it is kind of a split case, considering that when I finished my last Menagerie round, it came to 45% progress, ending up at 80%, and I started with 40. So, it was roughly the same progress, believe it or not, somehow, even though it seemed much more consistent of mass droppings, considering how many bosses exist within the Menagerie. And so, it honestly comes down to personal preference with that. And of course, actually disintegrating things would help. But in accordance of details, you get more for boss kills, but at the same time, you might not be killing more disintegrations. So, honestly, it's... oh, I just missed that. It's a personal preference, I'd say, between Heroic Events this week, or Heroic Adventures and the Menagerie. But aside from that, I will catch up with you when I actually finish these Umbral Traces. It shouldn't be much more. A few more bosses, and I shall catch up to you after. Alrighty, Umbral Traces are collected, and I'm going to be heading into the quest. Important note, though, as we head off, see right here, we have barrier champions with this mission. So I'm going to head in. I'm going to skip all the parts that are in the cradle on Io. I shall resume as soon as we head to the Ascendant Plane, or if something's actually different in the process, then I shall pick it up there. But either way, I shall see you in a moment. So, I actually kind of forgot about the fact that Nocris was going to speak to us, and unfortunately I missed a little bit, but hopefully I got most of what he was saying. I do thoroughly enjoy that Nocris is back, and I think I can already tell where we are in terms of the Dreadnought again today. I do apologize for somehow I am still under light for all of this, even though I am not exactly far behind, and I'm tripping off the in-game dialogue. I will fix that. Or, you know what? I won't. I'll just leave it as is. But aside from that, let's go exploring and see what we can dig up, because I love exploring rehashes. Oh. Oh, we're breaking crystals. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. By the way, that also reminds me, Bungie, if you're listening again, oh, I should have barrier active. I have a distant relation, as you can see. It is a god roll to me, where I call it the Discount Randy's. It's a rapid hit multi-kill clip with all of the range perks. I love it to death. It is my invasion tool in Gambit, and yes, a scout rifle is my invasion tool. Deal with it. Excuse me. But you brought the distant relation to Season of the Arrivals because it got added to the Whirlpool, but this one is still Season of the Drifter and will be left behind. I doubt I'm going to find another one of these, and would gladly like it if you just made all distant relations seasonal, because then at that point I wouldn't have to worry about losing my best rifle, in my own opinion. Yeah, just please, Bungo, little hand here. Oh, I suppose I killed all the thralls. Okay. And actually, important detail, this secondary grenade launcher is going to be the new mountaintop. Because after the mountaintop gets sunset, this is going to come back, because it is an energy lightweight that can roll without the old Year 1 version, where it had to either be concussion or flashbang nades, which essentially made them very non-lethal in terms of Crucible. But this can load with even spike nades, so at least I believe. And if it even rolls with proximities, Oh boy, it's gonna be a rough start. Because even though Mountaintop was sunset, it's still gonna technically be there. Because as long as there's one single shot nade launcher that is meta-ish, it'll just be another Mountaintop. So, ooh, I have some company here. Man, this is a point I wish I had Ursa Furiosas on. Come on, finish it. Alright, that's one. Okay, I am not in a great spot, and I could have sworn I had... hang on, let me just get rid of these guys. Oh, I guess my nade killed the ogre. Okay. And so last crystal. Blip. Alrighty, moving on. More envoy fight. I'm going to be honest, though. I don't 100% recognize where this is. I have an idea. Because I'm thinking... Whoa. Some big blights over there. I'm thinking this is the section of the Dreadnought outside of King's Fall. Like the entrance. Where initially when we boarded the Dreadnought in the very first mission on it, we disabled Oryx's super weapon that let him create that hole in Saturn. I officially am not 100%... Was that something? Nope, that's just glowy. I don't officially... think I 100% know where I am in terms of the Dreadnought's past locations, but I have a good inference. Either that or, hell, the busted columns make me think this could be a portion of the landing pad where the Skyburners, that ship, I forget its name, but where it busted through. Because there was a lot... You know what? I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say this is where the Skyburners... They crashed their ship into the side of the Dreadnought because they had a lot of busted pillars of their path through there. So that's pretty good inkling in my opinion. Let me get to some killing. And this is also like an ad clearing OP roll because it's a multi-clip feeding frenzy grenade launcher. And it is pretty handy. I had one that was field prep multi-kill clip, I believe, but it was... I would rather have Feeding Frenzy. Oh. Go away. Okay. Rally barricade's gone, and it's sealed back up. Okay. Tanking. Oh, this is another envoy. Okay. Let me go ahead and just reload this. Come on, just stand in the void wall. Thank you. Oh. I'm mistiming everything. Can I have shields, please? Please? There we go. Okay. Okay, poking my head back out. God, I hate those Axion darts. Oh, you sealing yourself back up? Damn you. Oh, hello, Mr. Darkblade. The shifting... Oh, his helmet came off. Okay, I saw that. You beefy? Well, not many things are actually beefy to the heir apparent. Wait, I thought I heard you spawn. Where'd you go? Whoop, there you are. That's why I missed the Darkblade. He was the jump scare boss of Destiny 2. Come on, die. Before I die. Thank you. Oh, no, no. Eris, could you pull me before these things... Actually, never mind. I killed most of them. Alrighty, let's see what Eris has to say. Oh, wait, right. Portals. Oh, and an umbral. Although I think that might be guaranteed. Thank you. Alrighty, Eris, what you have for us today? God, I still love how beautiful that tree is. for a tree. Alright. Let us see.
This construction is white, not like the color, but the absence of color. An indistinct void, overexposed sameness of a thing long dead. The white of bleached bone, of the traveler.
That is a curious one.
This is a simple message.
Oh, that's actually just last week's message.
Carries all the
At least I believe. Let's see, eggshell, fragility.
The darkness sees the traveler as
okay, yeah, that is the same.
Isolated from the outside world.
You know, I have a feeling here. Hang on, let me listen to this until the end. If I can speak again, and I hear the week's first translation. No? Okay, that might have just been a tiny bug. But either way, that is the Interference quest. It is an interesting dialogue, I should say, which came out of that. Is that does make sense, where this is not... This could have been something beautiful on this world, but the Traveler linked to it, and it drained it of life or something like that. It's hard to say, but basically what's been discussing in my group my group has been discussing whether or not the Traveler is actually as benevolent as we think, but at the same time we're obviously going to have to stint with the darkness to survive coming storms. But at the same time, it is curious what these dialogues are producing in relation to the light and dark, because unfortunately it's like light cannot exist without shadow. Heat cannot exist without cold. It's because everything that is hot is not always hot. It will be cold. It's like it's kind of like the law, Newton's law. I forget which one. Where an action cannot, it will have an equal or opposite reaction. It's the yin and yang. You know, you cannot have a light without a dark. You have to have something to balance it. It is either the Jedi and the Sith, the light side of the Force or the dark side of the Force. It's basically that. But at the same time, that is everything regarding the Interference quest this week. I shall compile this all up nice and tight with all together. But aside from that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will see you next week when we get another translation from the Darkness's dialogue. See you then.